Hi there, everybody. It's Tanisha, also known as Craft Tea of Craft Tea Creations. And I just wanted to stop by today because my ever so popular Welcome to MAHOME wreath that I recreated is just extremely popular right now. And I just wanted to show the folks that are asking how I put it together. I am going to do a complete tutorial video for y'all, but I just wanted to demonstrate really quick what it takes to put one of these wreaths together. Now, I've got quite a few orders out. They're also listed on my Etsy page, and we are going to be in some local small boutique retail outlets here in the next 15 days. So, for those of you that have maybe ordered one and received one, I'm started on this one. I'm going to show you what it takes to put it together. Now, let me tell you, for those of you that are all upset that your wreath order is a week out, let me tell you, this is custom. Yes, they all look similar because I use similar materials, but each one of these wreaths is made by hand. Everything cut by me, one wreath at a time. Okay, so this is the Welcome to MAHOME wreath, and this is the start of one that I have been working on. And let me show you what it takes to put these together, okay? So you use deco mesh, okay? And it looks like this. You get it from your local Hobby Lobby. Dollar Tree even makes a brand that I am sometimes happy with and sometimes not happy with. Sometimes you get kind of a crappy roll and it just doesn't work very well. But guarantee Hobby Lobby, Michaels, the little more pricier brands, you're not going to get the fraying and all of the crazy stuff that I get sometimes with the Dollar Tree brands. But this will work just fine. Okay, so you're going to use your deco mesh, which you cut into 3 4-inch squares. Okay, and then you're going to need your ribbon. For my wreaths, I use a red ribbon. I use a football ribbon. I use a buffalo check. And then I use a yellow and white polka dot. You can vary these however you choose. I have some with zebra. I've done some with leopard. Different types of footballs. Here's one that looks like the little part where you put your hands on the football, the leather laces that go in there. You pick the ribbon you want. The one thing that is standard are 3 coils of deco mesh. Let me show you. I'm going to tilt this down just a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Let me show you what I do to put one of these wreaths together. The first thing you're going to do is cut 4 inches of deco mesh. And you're going to cut 3 rolls for one little piece on this wreath. So here's 1. I'm going to cut 2. I'm going to cut 3. Okay. Then you're going to take what ribbon that you choose to use. I use 4 strips of ribbon per little cluster that I make, okay? So we're going to cut, and I usually make the ribbon about 7.5 to 8.5 inches long because you want it to stick out of your deco mesh spirals, okay? So I'm going to cut 1 8-inch ribbon. These are my crappy scissors. I probably should have picked something different. I'm going to cut buffalo. I'm going to cut a football. And I'm going to cut a piece of yellow ribbon. I'm not real precise in my measurements. I just cut. Okay? So you've got your ribbon, your 4 strands of ribbon. Okay? Now, I like mine to have the cute little point at the end. So I fold mine, and I'll get real specific in the tutorial on how to do that. I just want y'all to see what it takes to put these wreaths together, especially for those of you that think when you order it, you should have it yesterday. This is quite a process that goes into each one. And also might help explain why these wreaths cost 50 and 60 bucks a piece. So you make the little point on your ribbon. All right. And what I do is put it in the pattern that I'm going to want it on my actual wreath form. So I lay my 4 pieces down and set them to the side. I take my 3 pieces of deco mesh and a pipe cleaner. Okay? Doesn't matter what color because you can't see it in the wreath. I take my 3 4-inch bundles, and I roll them into little curls. There's one. I slide them between my fingers like so. Here's 2. Slide it between my fingers like so. Here's 3. Same process. The reason I slide it between my fingers is so that they don't come unraveled and I keep them all together, okay? Then I'm going to take my 4 ribbons that go with this 3 parts of deco mesh. I'm going to slide that between my fingers with the side facing out that I'm going to want to see. I then take my pipe cleaner, going to pull it around, and then you get, I squeeze this really super tight because it makes it stand up on your wreath. Okay? And that is a cluster. Okay? There's 3 bundles of mesh and 4 ribbon folded in half. This is a cluster. Okay? And that's what I attach to this wreath form. So you would take your cluster like this with your pipe cleaners, middle rung on my wreath. I'm going to add this to it and twist the back. Now, as you can see, there are boxes of these back here. I have been basically just making little bundles. I do a couple of bundles plain, and then I do a couple of bundles with ribbon, alternating on the wreath until I get this all the way full. Now, let me tell you, folks, 9 bundles per section, per wire section on this wreath, okay? So when I put this together, I make 9 little bundles per section, repeated 6 times. That's 54 of these lovely little bundles per wreath that I cut by hand and attach. That is why it takes so long for me to make one wreath. Now, not only am I making one, I'm making like 40. And I love that. It's not a complaint. I'm just letting you all know sometimes there's a little more than meets the eye on the craft project. It looks like it's so easy and anybody could do it. And truly, with a little instruction, anybody can. It's just very time consuming. And I just wanted to share that with y'all. I am going to do a complete tutorial with very specifics, measurements, numbers, details, all of those things on how to put together the Welcome to MAHOME wreath that is so popular. Now, after I put all of those pieces of deco mesh and ribbon on it, then I go over to my Cricut and I make one of these fun signs. I have my manufacturers actually cut my corrugated plastic, which I already use in one of my kits that I sell, into a 5x7 inch with rounded corners piece of corrugated plastic that I spray paint red. And then I add letters with my fun little Cricut machine over here. So this, my friends, is the components of that wreath, and all of this goes in to putting this thing together, okay? It's a process, and it takes me about 5 or 6 hours to do each wreath. Now, I have streamlined the process a bit, and I am hoping to get some mesh cutters on board so that I can stay ahead of the game. But that, my friends, in a nutshell, is how you put together the Patrick Mahomes wreath. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and happy crafting.